So this is a short video about how to make kefir. What you'll need is a batch of brewing kefir, a spatula, a spoon, a clean jar to put the new batch in, a sieve and a jug, and some milk and something to put the finished kefir in. So I'll start by taking the lid off the finished kefir, and as you'll see it's quite lumpy and separated. That's absolutely normal and fine. And when you pour it out, it doesn't look that attractive, but this is how it's supposed to look, I promise you. Empty it all out, get the very last bits out. And then gradually push it through. Until the lumps of curd pass through the sieve and you're left with just the kefir grains. You don't want to be too rough with them, but you do want to get as much of the kefir out as possible. And it ends up looking like that. Next step is to put the grains into the clean jar. Top up with fresh milk. And you want about a tablespoon of grains to a pint or half a litre of milk. That's just about half a litre there. Then you put the lid on and leave that for maybe 24 to 48 hours, and in that time you should end up with the sort of consistency and texture of the kefir that we've just got in this bowl here. Then to finish off, you can just pour finished kefir into the bottle. And then the finished kefir can just get popped in the fridge. It's important that finished kefir goes in the fridge, and it's probably good for maybe up to a week or so. It does last as long as it's kept cold. But it's important also that you don't put the brewing kefir into the fridge because it needs to stay at room temperature to be healthy. You need to keep feeding the kefir. And so you keep really ideally to have a batch running all the time. If you go on holiday, they say you can put a freshly fueled batch, that's a batch with fresh milk in, into the fridge for a few days, but you need to get it out and back to room temperature as soon as you can. The temperature obviously can vary in your kitchen, and so that will affect the speed of which the kefir takes to turn from milk into kefir. So just keep an eye on it and keep an eye on the separation. Every so often, just give the jar a swirl around so that the kefir grains are exposed to fresh milk. And if you keep doing that, you should be able to keep your grains going indefinitely. The grains will grow over time. If you're feeding it normal milk, I use organic milk, they will maybe double in maybe a week or two's time, a week to 2 weeks, and then you need to throw some of the kefir away or give it to a friend so that you don't have too much kefir for the volume of milk you're using. Because if you have too much volume for the amount of milk you're using, it doesn't make it go faster, it just changes the texture and makes it probably more sour. So yeah, ideally you keep the ratio of roughly a tablespoon of kefir to a pint of milk or half a litre of milk. And that's it.